Hello and welcome to Trump News Today, the channel where you can find all the information about Trump. Today we're going to talk about something lighthearted, and we're going to look at the cars that Donald Trump owns, and let's compare them to the one and only President Joe Biden. Sit back and relax. If you want to see more videos about Donald Trump and keep up to date, press the bell icon so you don't miss out. Now, when it comes to cars, Donald Trump is no stranger to luxury. In fact, he once owned a gold-plated Cadillac. This car is the epitome of extravagance. Donald Trump reportedly spent a whopping $15,000 to have the car coated in 24-karat gold. And you know what they say, go big or go home. Now, Trump has never been one to shy away from showing off his wealth, and this car was just another way for him to make a statement. I mean, what better way to let people know you've made it than to drive around in a shiny gold car? It's like saying, I'm rich and I don't care who knows it. But wait, there's more. According to some reports, the car even had gold-plated rims and gold-plated steering wheel. Because when you're driving a gold car, you might as well go all out, right? Now, you might be wondering if Trump still has this golden beauty in his collection. Well, the answer is no. In fact, he sold it to a wealthy businessman in Las Vegas for a cool $50,000. That's more than 3 times what he spent to have it coated in gold. As for what Trump had to say about the car, he reportedly called it a work of art and said that everyone wants to take pictures with it. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to take a selfie with a gold-plated Cadillac? But what cars Donald still has now, let's dive deeper into Donald Trump's luxurious car collection. Starting with the Rolls-Royce Phantom. This car is so luxurious that it makes a king's throne seem like a park bench. With a price tag of around $450,000, it's definitely not for the faint of heart or wallet. But for Trump, money is no object when it comes to his cars. He reportedly owns 2 of these beauties because one just wasn't enough to satisfy his insatiable appetite for luxury. Next up is the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. This car is so fast that it could possibly outrun the haters. With a price tag of around $450,000, it's not exactly a bargain, but hey, Trump doesn't do bargain shopping. This car is a real head-turner, and it's sure to make even the most jaded onlookers stop and take notice. And then we have the Lamborghini Diablo. This car is a true classic, and it's one of the most iconic cars in the world. With a price tag of around $250,000, it's not exactly cheap, but for Trump, it's just pocket change. This car is the perfect representation of Trump's extravagant lifestyle. Fast, flashy, and oh so expensive. Last but not least, we have the Cadillac Escalade. This car is so big that it could probably fit a small country inside. It's the perfect car for when Trump needs to make a statement, and it's got all the bells and whistles that you would expect from a luxury SUV. With a price tag of around $75,000, it's a bit more affordable than Trump's other cars, but it's still out of reach for most mere mortals. But what does Joe Biden have, on the other hand, when it comes to cars? Joe Biden is a classic car enthusiast. His prized possession is a Corvette Stingray from the 60s. With a top speed of around 150 miles per hour and a price tag of over $50,000, this car is not for the faint of heart. I can just picture him cruising around with the top down, listening to some classic rock. This car is the definition of cool. It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's got enough horsepower to make your heart race. Biden reportedly paid $2,200 for the car back in 1967. And let's be real, that's a steal for a classic car like this. I mean, you can't even buy a decent used car for that price these days. But what does Biden himself have to say about the car? Well, according to some reports, he said that it's his favorite car he's ever owned. And I can see why. I mean, just imagine cruising down the highway with the wind in your hair, listening to some classic rock. It doesn't get much better than that. Now, you might be wondering if Biden still has this classic car in his garage. And the answer is yes. In fact, he's been known to take it out for a spin every now and then. I can just picture him driving around Delaware with a big smile on his face. As for whether he's ever thought about selling the car, well, there haven't been any reports of that, and honestly, I don't blame him. This car is a piece of history, and it's a part of who he is. Plus, can you imagine the backlash he'd get if he sold it? I mean, this car is practically a national treasure. Let's look at the other cars Joe Biden has. Well, Joe Biden may not have as many cars as Trump, but his collection is still pretty sweet. Take his Cadillac CT6, for example. This car is the perfect mix of luxury and sophistication. It's got a sleek design and all the latest tech features. And with a price tag of around $60,000, it's not too shabby. And let's not forget about Biden's Chrysler 300C. This car is the definition of understated elegance. It's got a powerful engine and a refined interior. Plus, at around $40,000, it's a pretty good value for what you get. With a top speed of around 150 miles per hour and a price tag of over $50,000, this car is not for the faint of heart. But Biden's car collection isn't just about speed and luxury. He also has a love for classic cars, like his 1967 Corvette convertible. This beauty was sold in 2016 for a whopping $110,000. But you know what they say, you can't put a price on nostalgia. All in all, Biden's car collection may not be as flashy as Trump's, but it's still pretty impressive. And who knows, maybe he'll add a few more rides to his collection now that he's president. Maybe he'll even start cruising around in a presidential limo. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, I have to admit, I'm not really sure what message Trump was trying to send with his gold-plated car. Maybe he wanted to show off his wealth, or maybe he just really likes the color gold. Either way, it definitely makes a statement. On the other hand, Biden's Corvette is a classic American muscle car. It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's just plain cool. It's the kind of car that you can picture a young Bruce Springsteen driving around in. Of course, when it comes to presidential transportation, we can't forget about the infamous Beast limousine. This bad boy can withstand bullets, bombs, and just about anything else you can throw at it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could drive it straight through a brick wall, and it would come out the other side without a scratch. So there you have it, Trump's gold-plated Cadillac and Biden's classic Corvette. Two very different cars for two very different presidents. But at the end of the day, both of these cars represent a piece of American history and culture. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think of the cars Donald Trump and Joe Biden own in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching TNT. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.